Hi everyone, I'm Jodi. Welcome to my channel. I'm really glad that you're here today. I hope you are enjoying the festivities of the season, but I hope you're also taking time out for yourself. And we are heading into busy party season. Just like the last video, I shared with you a really fun tutorial to help you get ready for that holiday party. This video is very similar, but it's a very different look. So for those of you that are looking for a fun, sort of a champagne mauve glam look for the holiday season, then this video is for you. We're gonna start in just a couple seconds. Before we do, be sure that you do all the things that YouTube asks of all of us. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button at the end of the video if you like it, and leave me any comments that you have for this video or any upcoming videos that you might wanna see. If you are ready, it's busy holiday season, we don't have time to waste, not a lot of time to chit chat. I'll meet you on the other side of this intro and we'll get started. Now this look is going to be super fun and really fairly easy. If you want to start with a good foundation, a good base, I went through all the steps in last week's video and I'll link that right here because this look is focused more on the eyes. You want to get your base or your foundation how you normally would wear it, and for special holiday events, why not just glam it up a little bit? So once we get our eyes done, then we're going to move to the cheeks and finish off with the lips. But again, the base, it's pretty simple. It's your normal foundation look, but if you need extra tips and tricks, just check out that video. Because our eyes are such an important part of this look, and they're going to be darker from the eyeshadow as well as the eyeliner, and if you want to glam it up with some extra eyelashes. So you want your eyebrows to play a little bit of a backseat, still very visible and very there, but not as dark as you would normally apply your eyebrow pencil. You'll also notice that at the end, I'm pulling that tail a little bit more horizontal so that the tip of the tail doesn't go in a downward motion, which ultimately pulls down the looks of your face and can cause us to look older than we really want to be. May not make us look older than we are, but it will make us look older than we want to look. So for the end of the eyebrow tail, you want it to point almost over to the side versus down. To neutralize the eyelids and get rid of any discoloration and to set a little bit of a primer, I'm gonna go in with the new Gucci concealer and just neutralize any redness or purple areas in that eye area. After we've done our eyeshadow application, I'll go in and remove any fallout that might have happened before applying concealer to the under eye area. So you're probably looking at that right now going, Jodi, that looks a little bit, your under eye area needs some help. Yes, it does. You are correct. And we will fix that as soon as we are done making a mess of it. So I'm just gonna blend all of that concealer in. I've only started using this Gucci concealer a couple days ago, so I can't really tell you if I love it or not. What I can tell you is that it is very creamy. It's a medium but buildable coverage. And as I've needed to build it up for a few days where I've eaten a lot of sugar and my under eye area has been a little more purpley than normal, it has covered. So it's good pigmentation, it's good coverage without feeling really cakey. I may do a Friday face-off between this Gucci concealer and the House Labs by Lady Gaga concealer. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see that or if there's another concealer that you would like to see this reviewed against. Thank you guys for the feedback on Friday Face Off. It was a fun series. I'm definitely going to continue it in the new year. I counted them, I did over 24 of them in 2023 and we covered everything. In fact, there's a playlist on just the Friday Face Off, so if you didn't catch any of them and you want to, we did everything from eyebrows to concealer to foundation to cream blush, powder blush, liquid eyeliner, pencil eyeliner, lip liner, you name it. I think we pretty much covered it. Primers, setting powders. So if there's certain products that you want to see go head to head in a Friday Face Off in the new year, leave those for me in the comments below as well. I'm looking forward to continuing that series. Again, so much of it is based on your feedback, so thank you for that. You guys let me know you like that series. So it will continue in the new year. All right, now for this look, because it's gonna be pretty heavy on the eyeshadow, starting with the eyeshadow, I'm gonna go in with this nude mauve and I'm gonna put the majority of it with an angled brush on the outer V of the eye, trying to stay off of the eyelid as much as possible and pulling that color just a little bit past that crease. Now you also wanna carry this just up the crease to the center of the eye and then leave the very center of the eyelid open with no shadow on it. And then you want to carry this back to the inner corner of the eye, creating that crease from the inner corner up just a little bit. So it's almost as if you have a rainbow with none of the color right at the top. Now, for those of you that have hooded eyes, this can still be a really easy look. You're just gonna create that fake crease with your pencil and put that shadow right where you want your eyeshadow to show when your eyes are open, being more behind your lashes. Next, I'm going to go in with this darker color Rebellion. And the reason I want to use a small brush for this is because I want the placement to be very precise, and I want it in that outer eye socket. And you can almost twist the end of your pencil to mark where you want that darker color so that you don't put too much color or you get it in areas that you don't want. And I like to do that on both sides before I go in and blend it, just to make sure that they're even and one's not higher or lower or farther out of the eye area than I want it to be. It's a lot harder to get these two darker spots to match and have the symmetry that you're looking for if you've started to blend one side without placing the other. So I like to just give myself a little bit of a template, if you will, and then go back and add a little more dark color right in that V, and then of course we will go back in and blend this out. And then with the tip of that pencil, I'm just gonna bring that up right in the crease. Again, for those of you with hooded eyes, just create that crease right where you want it to be, just above your eyelashes. So you should finish with a look similar to that before we start blending. Now, to blend the darker color on top of the lighter color that we first placed, I'm going to grab, again, a clean blending brush, but this one's going to be a little bit larger. This is the Angie Hot and Flashy A503. This is one of my favorite blending brushes because it's easy to clean and because of how tapered and fluffy it is. You get a nice light blend with it, but yet a lot of precision. You'll notice when I'm blending, I'm really going more in a straight line versus a half circle because I don't want to use this big brush and create more of a mucky mess, if you will. I just want to take that darker color that we just placed and pull it up a little bit to the center or the high point of the arch of my crease. So you should finish with a look similar to that. So next I want to clean up the area between that crease and my eyebrow and go into this lighter color called Mod. And you'll notice it's a very light color, and that's okay because we want to add some light to this area. And I'm just going to go right below the brow with that straight edge and down the angle, and then create a straight line so that I'm cleaning up that edge that we just softened or blurred with our blending brush. The more light colors that you put through your eyelid, especially this area that tends to droop as we age, the more pronounced this area becomes. So you don't want to pull it down any farther than, I would say, the length of your brush, if you have a brush that's about this size. If you find that you add too much light to this entire area, then just simply go back with that smaller brush where you place that dark color and just cover that area that is on the underside of that droop. And that essentially pulls back the eye and makes this area look less droopy and more wide awake. When creating a look for your makeup, light colors, light eyeshadows, light blushes, light concealers, it pulls things forward. Darker eyeshadows, browns, contour, things like that help pull things back. So if you feel like this droop area is just looking too droopy, then that means it's just too light of a color on it. Just go back with something darker and go right underneath to help it appear as though there's shadow there, which makes it appear pulled farther back. For this next step, I'm gonna grab a small smudging brush and add just a little spritz of setting spray, and I'm using the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. You guys know I love that one. And I'm gonna go back into this eyeshadow palette and just get a little bit of this dark brown color. This is called Apart on the very tip of my brush. And I'm gonna start with the outer corner and bring this in just about halfway, right at my lash line. This helps me define the shape of my eye, and you can get creative here and pull the shape out a little bit past your eye if you want. I'm just gonna go right to the very edge of my outer eye and then stop about 2/3 of the way in. To finish the under eye area, I'm gonna go back in with that same smudge brush and then go into that darkest color that we put in the outer corner of our eye. In this palette, this is the Rebellion color, and put that shadow right on the very tip of the brush. And I'm gonna pick up overlapping that dark brown that we placed and just continue to carry that line all the way to the inner corner. If your eyes tend to look more bloodshot, then you'll want to stay away from mauve colors that really pull the red, because that can cause your eyes to look more bloodshot with that mauve color really playing with and complementing the bloodshotness of your eyes. If you find that you do have that, then you can go to more of a blue toned or brown colors, or you may even want to reach for a darker gray or a silver color instead of something more mauve that's going to play with that bloodshot eye. For our eyelids, I'm going to grab a little pencil brush, put a little bit of spray on it. That was a lot of spray. We don't need that much spray. And I'm going to go in with this new eyeshadow. This is from MAC, and this is out of their Dazzle Shadow Extreme line. This is Kiss of Climb. I have not used this color yet. I'm excited to use it. I'm going to go right on top of my eyelid. Now, as we age, applying a dazzling, sparkly eyeshadow can be a little risky. However, during the holidays, it's a fun time to play up the eyes, and you can minimize the risk of creasing by applying either an eyelid primer or a Paint Pot by MAC, which is the one that I really enjoy, or you can use your concealer if you find that that has worked for you in the past. Any of those cream fillers, if you will, helps to not only ensure that your eyeshadow lasts longer, but it helps minimize the creasing so that you have a really pretty look for hours throughout the evening. As we're adding this, you want to keep the straight edge of your brush right in your crease and not go above the crease on top of the shadow that we placed earlier. You just want to lightly press that eyeshadow right where you want it to go. And I try to stay in the first half of my eyelid, meaning I don't put it over here, because we're gonna blend that in just a second and we'll carry some of that shadow over to that outer corner. Then you'll grab a clean fluffy brush and just lightly blend by pulling that over and diffusing any harsh lines. But again, being really careful not to move that eyeshadow above that crease. Now, once you finish that step, if you feel like everything is pulling and flowing the way you want, then you can just put down the brushes for the eyeshadow. If you feel like you want to just put one more step on it to clean it up and have it all look like it's pulled together more cohesively, then just grab a big fluffy brush, go into your palette and grab a more neutral tone or the first color that we used when we first started to build that rainbow. Get a little bit of that powder right on the edge of your brush and just lightly go over everything, almost of an under-sculpting technique that we will typically do on our face. And that just gives a final color, a consistency of color over everything and helps blend out and smooth out any edges or harsh colors where some colors might stop and others might start. It gives a nice cohesive yet blending effect to the final look. Now we're gonna add some dark eyeliner. In this case, we're gonna go with black, and I am using the new eyeliner by Valentino. This is a liquid eyeliner on one side and a pencil eyeliner on the other. I just picked this up the other day, so I haven't used it yet, but it's the second Valentino beauty product that I purchased, and I'm excited to try it, and I hope I love it. A friend of mine just mentioned that she's enjoying the Victoria Beckham eyeliner, and that is not one I have tried, so I'm excited to try that as well. I mean, how many eyeliners does a girl need, really? I mean, can you ever have too many? I think I can. I think yes, I've answered my own question. Sometimes too many of the same product just requires a lot of extra choices you have to make, and I don't need that many choices of eyeliner. But if it works that nice, it might replace, if I like it that much, I might get rid of two to make space for this one. That seems like a fair thing to do, right? For this look, I'm gonna do a little bit of a wing to add to the whole glamour of the look and really create that pulled out fox eye look. In order to do that, I just go a little bit thicker on the outer corner of the eye, and it comes to an inward little bit of an angle as you get right to your lashes. Now, of course, you can carry this eyeliner all the way to the inner corner of the eye. That's not my favorite look because sometimes the eyeliner can transfer from the inner corner of your eye down to that lower tear duct area, and it just starts to look a little too muddy. So for this look, I'm gonna keep that eyeliner right at the lash line. I like how smooth this eyeliner went on. It's very creamy. It's easy to move around. It hasn't really set yet, so I feel like I can still work with it. And it's a nice dark pigmented color. I'm also gonna use this eyeliner to go right underneath in my waterline, really because as I've aged, I can see that I have more and more of that underside of my eye showing, and I'm not a fan of that, especially with a glamour look like this. You could add false lashes here. I'm just gonna go in with 2 coats of my favorite, can you tell I love this mascara? This is the Thrive Cosmetics. I know you guys are probably sick of me talking about this, but I'm telling you, especially for the holidays, if you have a girlfriend that loves mascara and loves long, fluffy eyelashes, this is the gift to get her. She will not only love it, she'll think of you every day when she goes to use it and how grateful she is that she has you as a friend. Obviously the mascara is not the only reason she'll be grateful, but you know, that's a nice reminder every day when she puts on her makeup that you thought of her for this great gift. A lot of people in my family are getting this mascara this year because I love nice long lashes, and I know many of my family members do as well. And this mascara, I would have to say, is probably, if I had to list like my top 3 beauty finds of the year, this would probably be number 1. And that's a huge statement, but this would probably be, yeah, this would be the winner. So we don't even need to do a Friday face-off today. If we just did a mascara face-off for the whole year, this one just won. Just there you go. So there is a Friday face-off in here. It is a mascara face-off. You do have to order this mascara from Thrive Cosmetics. I'll leave a link down below. It doesn't take long. I live in Washington State and I got it in less than a week. So if you're thinking about it for the holidays, you might want to order it now just in case. But I'm telling you guys, it's a fantastic mascara. That's just one coat. I could stop there, but I'm not going to because who are we kidding? It's eyelashes and I love them. But you could stop with one coat. You could also add some false lashes with this look if you wanted to. I'm not gonna do that because I tend to get a little heavy-handed when it comes to lashes. So between my mascara and some false lashes, I'm gonna end up looking like Miss Piggy, and that's really not the look I'm going for today. So, because why would you follow me if I got that look rocking today for the holidays? So now that we have our eyes almost done, I'm gonna go in and just get rid of any shadow that might have fallen underneath our eye area. Clean all that up and go in with our new Gucci. That sounds so bougie. We're going with our Gucci concealer, but it is a nice concealer. I'm just gonna put a few drops right through here, and I'm gonna carry that up to the temple because why not? I am hollow there, and anything that I can do to make those temples look as though there's collagen, we're gonna do it. Besides adding fake collagen, because I've seen pictures of people that did that, and I think if that were me, it would just end up, I'd look like Frankenstein. Isn't that Frankenstein that has like 2 bulges right there? Yeah, it would not be a good look. While that concealer is setting up, I'm gonna line my lips, and for this look today, I'm using MAC Subculture. I would normally use a NYX lip liner, but I don't have one in this color that's gonna match this overall mauve-y look. Early on, I have to say, this concealer by Gucci might just give Lady Gaga a run for her money. And how ironic is that Lady Gaga actually played the main Gucci character in the movie Gucci. It's very creamy, the coverage is good, it's highly pigmented, but it doesn't look like it's settling into fine lines and wrinkles. It doesn't look like I need to build it. It's really getting rid of any of that discoloration under my eye. I don't know, you guys, I might love this Gucci one as much as I love the House Labs. Now, I don't typically wear a lot of powder underneath my eyes, and that's why I haven't come out and said this is my new holy grail, because I have not tried this one with a setting powder. And a setting powder can make or break a concealer, right? I mean, we've all had good concealers and then we add setting powder to it that has worked with other concealers, and suddenly that concealer setting powder combo is no bueno. That has not been the case here. So far, I like it. I'm gonna use this Nympho lip gloss by NARS. This is such a nice creamy gloss. It's not sticky and the color lasts a long time without drying my lips. I don't use this one very often because I typically don't wear a lot of mauves, but this is that perfect neutral, almost cool tone mauve. So if you're looking for a mauve that's not too warm, this one is a good one. And the texture is, again, really creamy. It's long lasting, and I don't feel like my lips dry out. All right, we are in the final stages. I hope you've been doing this with me. We're gonna go back to the eyes to just touch up a few things, and we're gonna add a little bit of blush from the eyeshadow palette, and then we are good to go. I'm gonna grab a very small pencil brush, and I'm gonna go into this light, really pretty highlighted color. In this retro palette, it is Psychedelic. I'm gonna tap off any of that excess, and I'm gonna go right to the inner corner of my eye and create an inverted V, or a capital A, depending on the way you look at it in your mirror. I just want to create a little bit of sparkle in the inner eye area, but adding some shape to the inner corner of my eye. And we're going to finish up with just a little bit of blush and highlighter, and then we are ready to go. I'm going to go back to my eyeshadow palette, which is the Retro palette by Natasha Denona. Now, if you're not using this exact palette, no worries. You can go to any of your eyeshadow palettes or even your blushes that have more of that cool mauve-y color. because this color story is all very similar and I've already added several of these colors to my eyes, and because I know that my lip gloss coordinates nicely with this palette, I'm gonna go in and grab this color, which is Go-Go, which is a really nice soft blend between that darker burgundy color that we used and that lip gloss that we used. So it'll play really nicely and pull the eyes and the cheeks and the lips all together. I'm going to tap off any excess because I don't want to add a lot of color on my cheeks, just enough to look as though my cheeks are there. So I want to sculpt them out a little bit. Then I'll go back with a clean, fluffy blending brush and just soften that up. Now, unlike the look that we did earlier this week with the bold red lips, where we put the majority of the color right on the center of our cheeks, for this look, we want to put that color right on the edge of our cheek and almost sculpt out the cheekbone. And what would any holiday look be without adding a little bit of highlighter, or okay, a lot of highlighter? It's the holidays, so if you get a little heavy-handed, that's okay. I like to use a light fluffy brush for my highlighter for this look, and I'm just using the Ambient Iridescent by Hourglass. And I'm gonna go right on top of that blush all the way up my cheekbone. And then we'll set it with setting spray, and your holiday look is done. Well, that was probably under 15 minutes if I wasn't chatting, but you know, what fun would that be if you just watched a how-to video with no talking, right? That'd be super boring. So there you go, you guys. That is our holiday look number 2. I hope you like this one. But if you're using one of the holiday looks that I've given you so far this week, the bold red lips, which is video number 1, or this look, which is more the gold champagne look, this is video tutorial number 2. Which look are you gonna do for your holiday party, or you know, anytime, maybe even New Year's? Let me know in the comments down below. I will see you guys in just a couple days. Until then, have fun with your holiday festivities, and I will see you real soon.